As getting out and flying at the minute with lockdown is difficult, today I thought I would do something a little bit different. So I thought I would review my Mavic Air 2 and the accessories I've bought based on the experience I've had with it over the last 6 to 7 months. I bought my Mavic Air 2 Filmora package in July 2020 as an addition to my then Parrot Anafi, and it was also my first DJI drone. So let's have a look at the drone first. So here is a view of my Mavic Air 2 folded up. The first thing I noticed compared to the Anafi was the build quality. Although they are similar price, the quality of the Mavic Air 2 far exceeded the Anafi. The Mavic Air 2 is larger than the Anafi, but it's still not what we would consider a large drone, especially when it's folded up as shown for storage or transport. For safety, I have added the DJI Tech Propeller Guard Kit. This helps keep the propellers safe when the drone is being stored or transported. The kit consists of an elasticated cover which fits over the top of the drone, which keeps the blade secure against the drone body. The second part consists of a rubber block which is used to feed the blades into, which keeps them safely attached to the bottom of the drone, preventing any damage. You can buy these kits from Amazon. They're around £12.90 in the UK, and the link is in the description. Folding out the drone, it is much larger than the Parrot Anafi, and especially the propellers, which are much larger and of better quality as well. Again, the quality of the whole drone stands out. It feels solid and has a nice weight to it. It weighs 570 grams with the battery included. I've added a wrap grade neon orange partial wrap to my drone to help the visual line of sight, and this really helps in low light and in bright sunshine when the sun reflects off the orange. This was also an Amazon purchase at just £15. Have a look on their website with the link in the description for the various different options available. One thing to always remember before switching the drone on is to remove the substantial gimbal protector. The number of times I've forgotten is almost countless. Failure to do it could end up with damage being created to the gimbal. There are two slots, one on each side of the drone. The first is the USB-C port. This can be used for connecting the drone to a computer or charging the battery when it's on board the drone. The second is the SD card port. This is where you can insert and remove the cards. A slight frustration with these ports is that you have to have the drone unfolded to use them, which makes it larger than it needs to be when you're just downloading information or charging. The new Mini 2 has a better setup with the ports at the rear, and these can be used with the drone folded. The Air 2 has obstacle avoidance, front and rear. You can see the sensors at the front in this picture and at the rear in this picture. The software allows you to determine how the drone behaves when it encounters an obstacle. It will either stop or it will divert itself around the obstacle. Now we've seen the drone, let's have a look at the controller. The controller looks large, but however it has a nice weight and a good quality to it, with a rubberized back which feels nice and secure in the hand. The control sticks are removable and are stored in the base of the controller. You get a spare set with the Filmora kit. The control sticks are easy to install once you have a little practice. They're a nice length to help control the flight and allow smooth movements. Opening the top reveals the cable storage and allows you to add the phone or tablet to the controller. It's particularly neat that the cable stores nicely in the top of the controller, meaning you don't have to carry out a second cable. Here you can see the remote controller with an iPhone 12 Pro, which fits no problem at all with a case. The cable is a good length and simply unclips from the controller and plugs into the phone. However, I prefer to use an iPad mini to view the footage as it has a nice large screen. Any iPad mini from the 4 upwards works fine with the DJI Fly app. I use this simple mount extender, which was a few pounds on eBay, which simply slides in between the metal rods and then allows you the extra space to add the iPad mini. So this is the setup that I tend to use with the Mini 5, the standard cable, which is long enough to fit. The balance is good and it makes a nice flying combination for video and photography. The only small problem is this iPad screen is quite reflective, so an anti-reflective screen protector would help. Now we've seen the drone, the controller, let's have a look at the batteries and chargers that come in the Filmora kit. The Filmora kit comes with 3 batteries and a multi-charger. However, it's worth noting that this charger only charges 1 battery at a time, not all 3 together. The one which we completed the quickest will be started, and once this is fully charged, the next one will be charged, and so on until all 3 are charged. You can also charge the battery in the drone using the USB-C port. You can also charge 1 battery on its own just using the plug from the charger. The charger also has a USB port on it which you can use to charge the controller at the same time as you are charging the batteries. Charging takes a few hours from empty, but the charger turns itself off when all batteries are charged, so there's no issue or risk with overcharging. I tend to only charge them when I need them, as they will lose charge automatically over time and they give off some heat in the case, so rather than waste power, I wait until I need them. Also included in the Filmora kit is this handy little DJI power bank. The power bank simply connects to the bottom of a battery. You can use the charge within that battery to charge up other USB devices. Handy when you're out in the field and need to charge something. One final must-have accessory I have in my kit is a takeoff mat. I tried the spring-loaded ones, but they are such a faff to fold back up, so once I saw the PGY Tech foldable mat, that was what I purchased and now use. This is a great mat as it folds into a very small bag and can be opened and closed in seconds. It also helps protect your drone when taking off from sandy, grainy or gravelly ground or wet grass. As you can see from my mat, it has a few marks on it from being very well used. These can be purchased anywhere, but I got mine from Amazon. The link is in the description. So let's get into the flying. The Mavic Air 2 is a very easy drone to fly. It has 3 modes, Cine, Normal and Sport, but to be honest, I mainly use Cine and Sport. Cine mode slows it all down. This allows you to make smooth moves with the drone across both axes, which make good footage for the channel. The maximum speed in this mode is 11 miles an hour, and to be honest, this is the one that I use the most to capture slow images of buildings, people or objects. Normal is, as it suggests, the normal speed mode for the drone. It's a little bit sharper than Cine mode, but nothing too extreme. I rarely use this mode. As I said, I tend to shoot in Cine mode 4K at 60 frames per second. In this mode, the drone will reach a speed of up to 26 miles per hour. Sport mode is, as it suggests, the fastest. This allows the drone to fly at up to 42 miles an hour. I use this mode for capturing the flight out to an area I want to film in detail and then the return flight back to the takeoff point. This allows me to include it in the video without making the video too long. I've flown the drone in many conditions and it copes well with winds up to 23 miles an hour, which is its limit, which is great when filming at the coast where the winds are often higher. Temperature wise, it will fly in -10 degrees cold and up to 40 degrees heat. I have flown it at 0 degrees ground temperature with no issues at all, but you need to be mindful of prop icing if you fly at lower temperatures. I mainly record in 4K 60 frames per second, but the Mavic Air 2 has multiple formats from 1080p upwards, and the quality of the video is excellent and perfect for my YouTube channel. Compared to the Parrot Nafi, there isn't a huge amount of difference. However, the overall feel and quality of the drone makes it a much better drone than the Nafi. There are various quick shots included in the software which allow you to use the drone to capture great footage of people and objects. Here are some of the examples of the shots it can take. So we've seen how good the Mavic Air 2 is at recording video in up to 4K at 60 frames per second. Now we're going to have a look at how good it is at photography. The Mavic Air 2 has a whole menu for photos which allow you to take a variety of different quality shots and some useful panoramic shots. Here are some examples of the panoramic shots the drone takes. It's a great feature as you simply set the drone to the center point of the picture, then click go. It takes the photos from different heights, stitches them together in either 360 degree sphere, 180 degree view or wide and vertical versions. The only issue I've experienced is in windy conditions. If the drone moves a fraction when taking the photos, you can get a drop effect in the panoramic where the horizon doesn't line up. In normal conditions, this has not happened to me. The Mavic Air 2 also allows the taking of RAW photos, which is great for photographers. You can also adjust the shutter and exposure in both video and photo modes, although the aperture is fixed. Also included in the Filmora kit is a set of ND filters. These allow you to extend the exposure time in daylight and capture motion better. You can also buy more kits of ND filters from companies such as Freewell, but so far I have found the DJI ones provide enough range. Now we've seen the features of the Mavic Air 2, let's get to my summary and thoughts about the actual drone. Overall, I would say I am very happy with the Mavic Air 2. Whilst it isn't perfect, I have had the occasional error message pop up in flight. Overall, I would say it's a very well built, very easy to use and high quality drone. The horizon drop in some panoramic photos can be frustrating, although I've now learnt to check the photo in the app before I bring the drone back down, and if there's a problem I can take it again. So would I change anything? The SD card slot is frustrating, as you have to have the drone unfolded to remove it. The bag that comes with the Filmora kit is great, but the drone is stuffed in there tightly and there's little room for accessories, so hence I have bought a hard case to keep my drone in and move it around safely, with plenty of room for accessories. Overall, I would give the Mavic Air 2 a 9 out of 10, as it is a very well built, capable, enjoyable drone to fly. Thank you for watching my first ever product review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel to help me build it in the future to help my fellow drone flyers.